Apple Music Voice Plan is the new Siri-focused subscription service. I explain how it works and delve into its limitations and strengths. Apple is keen to grow Apple Music. Since its launch in 2015, it's been boosting the value by adding increased integration with iOS, a wider range of songs, and premium sound quality. However, the £10 price is too much for some people, so it's now looking at a new option. As I discussed in this video, it wants to provide a cheaper option that people can use and perhaps upgrade from. Spotify has done this by offering a completely free tier, subsidized by advertisements and song selection limitations. Amazon Music has done the same with its free service, but also significantly limiting the music library. Apple is approaching the value option from a completely different angle. Apple Music Voice Plan gives you access to all of Apple's 90 million tracks. It's controlled through Siri voice assistant, so to play a song, you must verbally request it. You can use the Apple Music app to search for songs, but you won't be able to press play to hear them. The Apple Music Voice Plan costs half the price of the full subscription. It's $4.99 a month. You can use Apple Music Voice with all devices that use Siri. You can get access to a 7-day free trial, providing you haven't used a trial previously. On your Siri-enabled device, open the Music app and just say, "Hey Siri, start Apple Music Voice." As I didn't say the phrase exactly right, Siri didn't understand. Start my Apple Music Voice trial.
Okay, to do that, you'll need to open the Apple Music app.
Start my Apple Music Voice trial.
Okay, to do that, you'll need to open the Apple Music app.
It's open. So to start my subscription to the voice plan, I use Touch instead. You select songs to play through a Siri-enabled device, and it really is as simple as asking for a favourite track. Hey Siri, play Heal the Pain.
Now playing Heal the Pain by George Michael.
Or artist, play Shakira.
Shakira now playing.
Or you can ask for music focused on a genre, play Latin.
Latin pop station now playing.
But more than that, you can make more intricate requests like play the top hits of 1984.
Okay, here's the top 25 songs from 1984.
Or a curated playlist focused on mood, play the Sunset playlist.
Now playing Ibiza Sunset Anthems.
Or activities, play the training session playlist.
Now playing Training Session.
The problem with a truly voice-only service is that you can only request songs you're already familiar with. But what if there's a song or an artist that you don't quite remember? It means you're confined to the songs that are stuck in your head, and if you haven't got much storage there, then that's a problem. The joy of a music subscription service is that you are able to browse and discover new music. So although Apple made no mention of it during the voice plan reveal, it has included a restrictive UI, a user interface, allowing you to search and discover new music. This is a big help because if you don't know what you want to listen to, you can easily browse, which definitely helps with discovering songs you don't know. You can't play a track from the UI by physically selecting it, although you will get a 60-second preview. There is a label that informs you how to request a track, which is through Siri. This can be frustrating when you can just play a button, you have to say the name out loud. This seems like an unnecessary hoop to jump through. And yes, I'm aware it's a cheaper service, but it might lead to user dissatisfaction.
Xbox, go to Internet Explorer.
One of the lessons Microsoft learned with the Xbox One and Kinect is that using your voice to initiate a function can actually take longer than simply pressing a button.
Xbox, go home.
The good thing about the UI is that once you are playing a song, you do have access to track controls. So you can fast forward and rewind to hear a bit again. And if you're listening to a playlist, skip back and forward a track. There are some features which are not included. You don't have access to lyrics view, so you can't see the lyrics of a track. You can't create a customized playlist of your favorite songs. And you don't have lossless audio, and you don't have spatial audio. You can't use the web player. So if you have Macs at work and you're not allowed to install software, you won't have access. And most importantly, you cannot download a song for offline use. And this is important because it means if you're out and about, you have to make sure that you've got a strong internet or 4G or 5G connection. I'm a person who likes to test the service and have a muck about and try and discover all the limitations of it. The voice plan is obviously a voice-led service, and whilst testing it, I've discovered a couple of issues that won't affect everybody, but did affect me. Okay, so if you want to request a song from Adele, that's fine. And if you want to request a song from Ed Sheeran, that's fine too. But Siri has trouble understanding me at the best of times. So what if you want to request a song from an artist that has an international name? I enjoy a variety of international music and want to listen to this recent Bollywood hit song. Now, because I'm not a native Hindi speaker, my pronunciation is not very good. Hey Siri, play Mary Zindagi 8.
I didn't find Mary Zindagi Hate You on Apple Music.
Do I try and use the native version or an anglicized version? Hey Siri, play Mary Zindagi Hate You.
I didn't find Mary Zindagi Hate You on Apple Music.
This means I can know the name of the song I want, I can say the name of the song I want, but because I'm not a native speaker, I won't be able to hear the song I want. Play Mary Zindagi Hate You.
I didn't find Mary Zindagi Hate You on Apple Music.
However, I did find a workaround for requesting names that are difficult for Siri to understand. Apple provides Type to Siri function for people who are unable to give vocal commands. Once you turn it on, you can hold down the top button or home button and then type in your song request. It's not an exploit because it's normally faster to say what you want than to type what you want, but it can help when Siri can't understand international names. Music is about expression, and the truth is sometimes people express themselves with swear words. There are hundreds of songs, probably thousands of songs, that have rude words in the title. One dance track I like is called Inside Pikachu's, and that's not something you want to say in a public space.
Hey Siri, play Inside Pikachu's.
Fortunately, Apple have enabled the ability to request this song with an abbreviated version of CT, which is available in this and other songs. However, there isn't an abbreviated version of the words and how can I forget? The reality is, most people, they just want to listen to the songs that they want, the specific song that they want at the time they want. Imagine if you are in a packed train, there's you and another 50 people and you're all trying to make audio requests at the same time. So it's not really good for that. Also, Apple have allowed people to use the music app to search for songs, and that's definitely going to make things easier. The problem is that when you do want to request a song, you do have to use your voice, and the song might be just one button press away and you are restricted from doing that, and it does seem like an arbitrary restriction. And this all comes down to the way that Apple chose to create a different tier, a different level of service for its customers. If I had been in charge, I think the option I would have gone for is creating a service where you get the full access to everything, full touch controls, full voice controls, but you are limited to, for example, 1 hour of music listening per day. There are some use cases where Apple Music Voice can be very helpful to others. Because it's made for some people who won't have the user interface, it of course really suits a hands-free experience. Apple has created a variety of playlists which may be perfect for when you're hosting a gathering or party, whenever that's legal again, and you don't want to bother having to stop and pick out tunes. It just takes out the stress. And if you are using primarily the HomePod Mini, then it is a great solution for use with playlists. Apple Music Voice is definitely not for everybody, nor is it promoted as such. However, if you take the time to understand what it does offer, and it's compatible with the way you will use it, then for a very reasonable price, you can get access to Apple's 90 million plus music library.